अखण्डमण्डलाकारम् व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्ना विराजितपदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्यो यः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चैतन्यः शाश्वतः शान्तः व्योमातीतो निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनादकलातीतः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ज्ञानशक्तिसमारूढः तत्त्वमालाविभूषितः भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदाय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अनेकजन्मसम्प्राप्त कर्मबन्धविदायिने आत्मज्ञानप्रदानेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। शोषणं भवसिन्धोश्च व्यापरं सारसम्पदा पुरोपारोदकं सम्यक्
तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अहङ्कारादिदेहान्तान् बन्धानज्ञानकल्पितान् स्वस्वरूपावबोधेन मोक्तुमिच्छामुमुक्षुता। So we had seen everything except what is mumuksha. Mumuksha, mumukshuta, all one and the same thing. So mumukshutvam, mumuksha, mumukshuta. They're all different suffixes, all the same meaning. The desire to be what? What is moksha? Desire to be free. Desire to be free. Moktum ichha. The desire to be free. And that is what is called mumukshuta, mumuksha. So, this desire to be free here is defined in a very interesting way. Ahankara Adi. Ahankara Adi means beginning with Ahankara. Adi means beginning. Beginning with Ahankara, the I notion, the ego, and Dehantan, ending with the body. Meaning where Ahankara is part of what? Sukshma Sharira or Sthula Sharira? Sukshma Sharira. From the Sukshma Sharira right up to the Sthula Sharira, the feeling of bondage, bandhan, which is caused by ajnanam. So, ahankaradi dehantan, starting with the ahankara right up to the body. In the Shastra, we always go from subtle to gross. Okay? So, because the subtle is more pervasive than the gross. The body pervades this much, but the mind pervades the body, and the mind can right now go to Ghana and come back. Why? Because I just thought of Ghana. So it's already gone all the way to Africa and come back. So the mind is much more pervasive than the body. So the subtle one from the Ahankara, since the Ahankara is part of the quartet called the mind. So Manaha, Buddhi, Ahankara, and then Chittam. Very nice. So therefore, going from the Ahankara, starting with the Ahankara, all the way to the physical body, Dehantan, Bandhan, all these notions. We should always say they are notions. Bandhan, what kind of notions? How are they born? Ajnana Kalpitan, imaginary notions. Kalpita, imaginary. As we have said at least 99 times, now this time it will be 100 times. If bandha, if bondage is real, it cannot be removed. If bondage is unreal, it need not be removed. Okay, so that means what? It is in between. ahankaradi dehantan bandhan ajnana kalpitan. And then swaswarupa avabodhena. So removing this sense or this notion of bondage, how? Not through standing on one leg in the Ganga, not through lot of tapas, not through any other reason, but finding out why this notion is there and then correcting that notion through avabodha. Avabodha means study. Avabodha means understanding. The understanding, how will it come? Through study only. So, Swaswarupa, what kind of understanding? Swaswarupa. Swa, one's. Swarupa, nature. Through the understanding of one's own nature. So, Swaswarupa avabodhena, through the assimilation, the understanding of the truth of one's own nature, that desire is called mumukshuta. This is just the basic translation. So, here you can see that it's a very sophisticated definition. It's not a superficial definition. It's a very sophisticated definition because what is described is not mumukshuta at all. What is described is jignasuta. It's jignasa is described. What is jignasa? Desire to know. Jnatum ichha. Jignasa. And then, so here it's very clear that the author has converted this desire for uh, freedom from bondage into the desire to know. And that's, as we have said many, many times, that's a very important conversion. It's an internal conversion. Why? Because otherwise, everybody is a seeker of freedom. Everybody is seeking, everybody is a seeker. You just have to, everybody is a seeker. You just have to change, depend on what they are seeking. So you will just, I am seeking, and then you put a blank, a dash. And then you ask people, what is it that you're seeking? And then somebody will say, artha. Somebody will say, kama. Somebody will say, all of the above. And then somebody will say, I want to go to the moon. I want to be the first person who lands on the moon. No, no, you are too late for that. Many people have already landed on the moon. Doesn't matter, I'll go to Mars. And I hear some, whatever, Mangalai and all is there. So I will go to Mars. So like this the ends vary. The seeking does not vary. So the seeker keeps intact. So all bodies of knowledge in the world and all branches of knowledge and all religions, including the Hindu tradition in the beginning, although it doesn't stay there. All of them keep this seeker intact and alive. Because if the seeker goes away, what will happen to the religion? Religion will have to commit suicide. Yes. Because the religion thrives because you need something. And so it is in my interest. If I were a religious leader, I'm not, thank God, but if I were to be a religious leader, then it is in my interest to keep the seeker in you alive and ticking and going all the time. The seeker in you must be seeking all the time. And then first I point out that you are incomplete, and then that you need help, and then you say, yes, yes, that is also true. I do need help. I'm flailing. And then I will tell, first I'll tell you, you are in bad shape, you need help. Then when you agree, then I appoint myself as the savior. Or I will say, I will introduce you to another savior, whatever it is. So, this way, all the religions keep the seeker intact. All bodies of knowledge also keep the knower intact. And the knower is never satisfied. That's why the branches keep on becoming more and more specialized, more and more specialized. Look at the medical field, for example. In the olden days, even like a century ago, there was just one doctor, general practitioner. That's all it was. Anything that happened from head to toe, you would go to that person and that person would examine, then they would give some medicine. You would become okay, or if the prarabdha was not there, that person would not become okay, doesn't matter. And this is how it was. Now it is specialized, 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 so much specialized, from neurologist to podiatrist, from head to toe, different branches. And then you tell somebody, I have some problem. Where? Ankles. No, I just do foot. I don't do ankle. For that, you'll have to go to somebody else. Like this. It is all specialized knowledge. Why has knowledge become so diversified and so specialized? Because there is no satisfaction in studying this anymore. The heart wants more. As the Coca-Cola advertisement says, Dil mange more. It wants more. And the scientist's mind is very analytical. It will not stop until it plumbs the depth of it, and the depth of it is only that much. Before that, if you have to go further, then you have to open up a new branch and a new branch, and it keeps branching out in any body of knowledge you take. It keeps branching out, branching out, branching out, and then you just have everything, and nothing seems complete. So too it is in religion also. In religion also, the exact same thing we meet. The seeker is kept alive, kept wound up all the time. Go here, go there, catch the nose. Oh, that did not work? Okay, catch the toes. If you can find the toes, okay? Then catch the toes. Something or the other you keep catching, and then what happens? Then you are okay. This is the way in which the seeker is kept going. The first portion of the Veda also keeps the seeker going. Why? Because the seeker is not ready to throw the towel. Throw the towel means end the pursuit. The seeker is not ready to throw the towel and then say, what? You know what? I'm done with this. I'm not going to just repeat this circle, this no end, dead end circle, all the time doing the same thing, seeking, 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 and then throwing, 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 and then seeking again. What is this? And no matter how much I seek, it is not complete. My sense of incompleteness, centered on the I, led me to be a seeker. But then, no matter what I seek, that insecurity, that incompleteness cannot be touched at all. And so, therefore, let us just stop seeking. Only when I say, then the Shruti goes along and lifts the mantle, the burden of being a seeker from my shoulders. But the initiative of letting the seeker go has to come from me. The Upadesha that is given by the first portion of the Veda, Dharmam Chara, Satyam Vada, speak the truth, follow Dharma, all these things, do this, do that, all these things are there in order to develop the mind, to mature the mind, to allow the mind to have emotional maturity. And when the mind has emotional maturity, it says, wait a minute, what am I doing here? why am I keeping on doing this yajna? I know what happened when I last did this yajna. What happened? Nothing happened. So why am I going to do this all over again? It's not that nothing happened. Something happened, but it wasn't enough. So this I have seen. So this lady came to the ashram and then said, "My son and what is that daughter-in-law are always fighting. We need a yajna for them to get along, and they need to get along." And Pujya Swamiji gave one yajna based on the Rig Veda, so that calmness could prevail. And then what happened? 3 months they got along very well because that was the effect of the yajna. And after that, again this thing, a sparring match started. Again they started to fight. Then again, after 4 5 months, she was back. Swamiji asked, "Did it not work?" "Yes, Swamiji, it worked, but then again it's bad." "Shall I do it again?" Swamiji said, "Sure, do it again." Again it was done. Again same thing happened. And then third time also it was done. So in 1.5 years, 3 yajnas were done. It's a very rare yajna actually. So 3 such yajnas were done. And then after that, what happened was that the next time when they started to fight, the fourth time, not the fourth time, is post yajna. They were always fighting anyway, so they had lost count of how many times. But after the third yajna, when they started to fight again, so then she was back again, and then Swamiji said, "Let me guess, you, they are fighting again, and you have come for yajna." She said, "Yes." Says, "So, when do you want to do it?" Says, "No, I don't want to do yajna for them anymore." Then what do you want? "I want some peace of mind for myself." And then she was told, it was pointed out to her that will not happen through yajna. Because the peace of mind, there are yajnas for peace of mind, but that kind of a peace of mind will immediately go to pieces after a little while, after the yajna wears off. So therefore what? So therefore, the peace of mind that you are seeking can only be through study. She said, "Yes, I'm going to stop worrying about them and I'm going to study." This is the maturity. First, she was only focused on them. Then she realized that they seem to be fine. They are getting along fine without getting along because they are not separating and it's all a status quo. This is how they have lived and this is how they are going to continue to live. In a way, it's Ishvara Srishti. She saw that. And then she said, "Okay, I can't stand it, so it's not their problem. Whose problem has it become? My problem." So I have to sort of see the finitude of all the things that I do and that I seek in order to be okay. And so that is what is mumukshuta. Mumukshuta means coming out of this delusion. Coming out of this delusion. What is the delusion? That I can fix it. That something will happen to make me complete. Yes, I'm a seeker of freedom, and freedom is just I can catch freedom. No problem. It's within my grasp. And so that is the delusion. And because if you are already having a sense of incompleteness, it is not going to go away by any other means than self knowledge. Why? Because the problem is that the incompleteness is not real. The incompleteness is experienced, but then it is an imaginary incompleteness, kalpita bandha, like that of the cows being tied up by the brahmacharin. Same story. So all these various kinds of bondages, these various kinds of notions of bondages that I experience are what? Are just like that. They are not ultimately real. Everything you experience is not real. You experience sunset, do you not? Every day you experience sunset. Is it real? No. Sunrise example I have stopped giving, okay? Yeah. Because people will say if they are truthful, I'm not experiencing sunrise. So wait till the meditation starts, then you will start experiencing that as well. So all this sunset I experience, it is not real, but I experience it. I can even enjoy it, knowing that, even knowing full well it's mithya, I can enjoy it. Not after geography lesson, I don't even look at the sunset. No, if the sunset is over there, no. Why? Why? No, because it's all mithya. It's not really setting. That's foolishness. In fact, when I know something is mithya, it becomes even more enjoyable. The whole world is as though, as though, as though. Oh, but that person really looks angry. Enjoy that also, as though. Let them be angry. Just watch them. Oh, smoke is coming out of the nostrils, like in the comics. In the comics, they show no smoke coming out of the ears and the nose. Enjoy that. That's all it is. Oh, but they are angry at me. Huh? This is the problem. This is Atma Jnana. Have you done anything wrong? Yeah, actually. Okay. Then they have every right to be angry with you. Then you apologize. No, I haven't done anything wrong. Okay, then what is the reason for you to feel culpable? If they are angry, let them be angry. Enjoy their anger. This is how, when Atma Jnanam is there, everything becomes like the sunset. Even though it is experienced, one knows that it is not ultimately real because the I is repeatedly placed back into the Satchidananda Swarupa, and then the I is not disturbed at all from that Satchidananda Swarupa, and so therefore the world shines as Bhagavan. I appreciate the world because wherever there is mithya, right there is Bhagavan. Satyam is right there. And so I enjoy the world more and more the more I have self knowledge. And because I don't take everything too seriously. And so here, this Swaswarupa Avabodhena, through the understanding of my own Swarupa, the desire to be free is called Mumukshuta. So now we have finished everything. Viveka, check. Vairagya, yes. Shamadama, what else? Uparati, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam. Finished. And then what was the last one left? Mumukshutvam. That's also done. Okay. Now I'm fully adorned by all the qualifications. Shamadama earrings I'm wearing. And then what else? Titiksha necklace, Shraddha head ornament. All these things I'm equipped in. And then what should I do now? For that it is told, Ukta sadhana sampannaha tattva jignyasuratmanaha upasidet gurum prajnam yasmad bandha vimokshanam. Ukta sadhana. Ukta means aforementioned. Ukta, already mentioned. These already mentioned sadhana. Sadhanas means the means, the spiritual means for growing up emotionally. Otherwise, one is 52 physical years and then what? 2 mental years. Emotional year. So the emotional age is 2, even though one is 92. And so therefore, these sadhanas bring up the emotional age close to the physical age so that one can be fully an adult. Okay, so Ukta Sadhana Sampanna. Sampanna means abundantly endowed with, rich in. Rich in this sampatti, in this treasure. Rich in, completely endowed with what? Ukta sadhanani. The sadhanas that were mentioned before. And then, not only that, the one who is the Atma Jignasu, the one who wants to know about the Atma Tattva. Tattva means the truth of the I, truth of the Atma. Tattva Jignasu Atmanah. So, what should I do? Now I have all the qualifications. Check, 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 check. And then what should I do? Upasidet. May one approach. Upasadanam, approach. Upasidet. May one approach. Who? Gurum. May one approach a teacher. What kind of a teacher? Prajnam. Pragyam Gurum Upasidet. May one approach a teacher who is described as Pragya. We have to be careful with Sanskrit because pra plus agya, prakarshena agya. No, means fully ignorant. No, 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 no. Yeah. So it is not prakarshena agya, but it is the one who has atmajnanam. Prajna eva pragya here. Atma is called prajna, all knowing. Prajna, prajnanam brahma, even when Mahavakya is there. So prajna, prakarshena gya is itself is pragya. So upasidet gurum pragya. The teacher that one approaches must be knowing. Don't approach a teacher who doesn't know. Simple. But then I only don't know. How will I know whether the teacher knows or not? That is described in the next verse. Shrotriyo vrajino kamahatah yo brahma vittamaha ब्रह्मण्युपरतः शान्तः निरिन्धन इवानलः. Did I say something wrong? What?
It has come twice.
Nirindhana has come twice?
Yes.
No, it shouldn't come twice. Maybe typo. Yeah. ब्रह्मण्युपरतः शान्तः निरिन्धन इवानलः अहेतुकदया सिन्धुः बन्धुरानमतां सताम्. Okay, so we'll stop there and see. There's plenty to look at. So now I was told the sadhaka, the seeker was told, please approach a knowledgeable teacher. How will I know who is a knowledgeable teacher? The conditions for the teacher are also given. See, the Shastra is very fair. It has a whole list of qualifications for the students and a whole list of qualifications for who? The teacher also. So, what is the first qualification? Shrotriyaha. And the technical definition of Shrotriyaha is Yaha Chandaha Adhite. Yo Chando Dhite is called Shrotriyaha. The one who studies Chandas means Veda, along with the meaning and everything. So Shrotriyaha means the one who belongs to a sound lineage. Not a lineage that makes a lot of noise. No, a sound lineage is a lineage that does not tamper with the meaning of the words in the Upanishad. Does not stretch the meaning also. We have to be careful and faithful both in the interpretation. We have to be careful, we have to be faithful, yet we have to be creative. Within the parameters of carefulness and faithfulness, we can be creative. And the teaching is eminently effective when these three conditions are followed: faithfulness, and then what else did I say? Carefulness, creativity. So the Shrotriya will know how to do that. Otherwise, it's just some kind of a apata jnanam. Apata jnanam, accidental knowledge. You go, you're reached the airport early, you're just window shopping. Window shopping in the airport shops because everything is 10 times as expensive. Can't buy anything. So you just look in the window. And there is one book, That Thou Art. And then immediately some kind of a thing is, desire is mumuksha, wakes up. The mumuksha rears its head and wakes up. You go buy the book. But then, let's say the person who buys the book does not have much time to read it, just goes like this, little bit, yeah, just casual interest. Oh, interesting, oh, interesting. In fact, everything is nicely given, but there is no patience or the time or the place, the emptiness in the life is not there enough to read it. You give it to somebody on the plane itself. Because the other person turned out to be a bigger jignasu than you. Yeah. And then what was your karma? To help them on their path. And so you give the book away. And then suppose if this kind of a person became a teacher, then it will be just little fragments pulled out of the sky. Little bit here, little bit there, and in between there will be big, big gaps. Like the Grand Canyon, big, big gaps will be there. And those gaps will be made up how? You just put stuff in, make it up. It'll all be made up stuff. And so this kind of a thing is not Shrotriya. Because those gaps in the understanding, make it a patchy knowledge, a patchwork quilt of a knowledge, little bit from here, little bit from there, little bit from this tradition, little bit from that tradition, little bit from what is that? Qualified dualism. First of all, that is a very funny word, but anyhow. And then Vishishtadvaita, a little bit from Dvaita also, why not? But how can Dvaita and Advaita go together? It doesn't matter. We should all get along. Yeah. We should all get along, yes. But then, in terms of knowledge, it's not possible. It's not possible to say, ye bhi theek hai, wo bhi theek hai, this is also okay, that is also okay. You can't say, because I'll tell you why you can't say that, because knowledge is as true as the object that it reveals. Vastu tantram jnanam. Vastu tantram. Tantram means dependent upon the vastu, the object. But karma, the action, is kartru tantram, is dependent on the person who is doing this action. Clap. Really? You want me to clap? People are thinking. And so here you exercised a choice. Nobody clapped. Correct? In other words, this class has great synergy, this group. Everybody is so harmonious. Very nice. So, because one person made the decision to what? Not to clap, and then everybody else followed. We don't even know who was the first one. Even the person who made the decision will not think I'm the first one to have made the decision. So you could clap, you could have clapped, but you chose not to clap. And then one more time I tried this exercise. After 10 minutes, somebody clapped. And so You can do things differently, right? You can do, you need not do, you can do it differently. Kartum shakyam, akartum shakyam, anyatha va kartum shakyam. So, and Puja Swamiji would illustrate this by another example. He would say, this is a real example. So, one person wishing to study Vedanta came from Belgium. And then, after coming to Rishikesh, after 1 week of staying here, he learned how to do Namaste. And he was very excited after that he learned to do this Indian greeting. And so he would go to people and say, Namaste, 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 Namaste. And they would say, Namaste back. Then he said, how when I do it, sound comes. When you do it, no sound comes. So it's all in the it's all in the decision of how much power to use and what to do and all this kind of a thing. And so here with regard to action, there are many choices. With regard to knowledge, is there choice? Sometimes this is a flower, sometimes this is a piece of chocolate cake. Say, ah, is that possible?
No.
No. Sometimes 2 plus 2 is 4, sometimes it is 7. Possible? No. Sometimes you are surrounded with people who say 2 plus 2 is 7, but you have to accommodate them because they are your brother in law. That's all. You have to accommodate them without accommodating, we have to accommodate them without accommodating their belief. 2 plus 2 is what? 4. What was it 100 years ago? 4. What was it 5,000 years ago? 4. What will it be 1,000,000 years from now? 4. Knowledge is like that. It's as true as the object it reveals. Vastu tantram jnanam. So the Shrotriya Guru is the one who respects that, who allows the knowledge to speak and just becomes a microphone of the Upanishad, an amplifier of the Upanishad, just like what this microphone is doing to the voice, same thing the teacher does to the Upanishad. So, in this way, we have the word Shrotriya. Shrotriya, the one who is taught very well by the teacher. You don't want somebody who has not gone to the teacher. Where did you get this knowledge? Suddenly, I was just sitting and it came to me. It came to me all on its own, apne aap. Don't go to such a person. Yeah. Tell them, please keep the knowledge to yourself, enjoy it, don't give it to me. Yes. And so this is Shrotriya. Shrotriya means who has already undergone whatever you are undergoing as a student. That's when the teaching is effective. Same thing with psychotherapy also. In most countries, in order to become a psychotherapist, what do you have to do? You have to go to therapy yourself. You say nothing is wrong with me. I want to help others. They will make sure that you don't get your license until you go through therapy. You have to go through therapy for 1,000 hours sometimes. And after you have gone through therapy, then only they let you loose in the psychological field. Then only you can have your own patients. Not until then. Same thing for this Vedanta teacher also. The Vedanta teacher also, just like the beginner of Vedanta, the student of Vedanta, also the teacher was also like the student of Vedanta, not knowing where to go, making mistakes, in the grip of Atma Ajnanam, and then with the help of the teacher, the Shastra, and Bhagavan's grace, came out of that. That person alone will be able to lead you. That's why when every student says, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahma, O revered one, please teach me Brahman. Adi Shankara translates it as Madartham Smara. Please remember how your teacher taught you. And please share that with me. See how beautiful it is. See how beautiful the word Shrotriya is. That is a Shrotriya. Who can recall? How was it for me to be with my teacher? How did I overcome this? What was the magic in the teaching? And that, when the teacher shares, then the teaching becomes effective. Otherwise, it's all just empty. What is the empty noise? It's all just some kind of a fabrication. It's all just some kind of a packed, something, rote knowledge. This Vedanta is a living knowledge. It's a dynamic, living entity in the form of knowledge because it happens to be you. And that's how it is conveyed. So, Shrotriyaha Akamahataha. Next word. Shrotriyo, no, Avrajina. Avrajinaha means dharmic person. Vrijinam, papam. Vrijina is papa. A lot of wrongdoing. The one who has done a lot of wrong things is called Vrijinaha. Avrijinaha means the one who hasn't done wrong things. Hasn't done wrong things means how can you be there without doing wrong things? Meaning, has predominantly only follows dharma. Maybe by mistake a few wrong things are done, but predominantly follows what? Dharma. Shrotriyaha, Avrijinaha, these are all teachers' qualifications. Avrijinaha, Akamahataha, Akamahataha, Kamena, Nahataha, not killed by desire, not hijacked by desire. Desire will be there, but then not completely in the spell of desires. And Brahmavit Tamaha. Literally, it means among the knowers of Brahman, the best. This is just a glorification. Because between one knower of Brahman and between another knower of Brahman, what's the difference? No difference. And since Brahman is limitless, there is no difference, there is no gradation either. So, therefore, there is no gradation in the jnani. And so, therefore, it's just out of a respect and love for one's own guru, one says, my guru is the best Brahmavit in the whole world. Like that. So, Shrotriyaha, Avrajinaha, Akamahataha, Yaha, Brahmavit Tamaha. Why are they Brahmavittamaha? Why are they best among the knowers of Brahman? Brahmani Uparataha. Absorbed in Brahman all the time. Meaning, their minds are not all over the place. They don't have time for nonsensical things. And not besotted by various kinds of desires. So, yo Brahmavittamaha, Brahmani Uparataha. And as a result, Shantaha, not conflicted about what they have to do, what they should not do. Not conflicted about dharma, not conflicted about karya and akarya, what is to be done, what is not to be done. All that is very clear. And then Shantaha, tranquil. How? Nirindhana iva analaha, like a fire from which the uh, indhana means what? Fuel has burnt off. Then what happens to that fire? It stops crackling. It's a steady flame. After that, it will go out, but that's not the example. A steady flame. A steady flame without any crackling and what is that? Vispulinga. That sparkles and crackles and ups and downs and noise is not there. A steady, quiet flame. Nirindhana iva anal. Iva means like. There is a comparison here. There is a upama. And then ahetuka daya sindhu. An ocean of compassion without any reason. An ocean, this was already used in relation to describing the Guru earlier, in one of the earlier verses. Ahetuka daya sindhu, an ocean of compassion without any reason. What is our compassion? With reason. See, I was kind to you that day. What are you doing for me? This is the extent of our compassion. But the teacher's compassion is what? Without any reason. Once Pujya Swamiji was asked, so you have mastered everything. You have mastered your mind, you have mastered your intellect, you have mastered your emotions. Somebody was going on and on. And he said, I have not mastered one thing. What? He says, I have no control over compassion. It just comes. I cannot control my compassion, he would say. That is what is meant by ocean of compassion. The compassion just comes. See, the compassion is in so many ways. You look at all the gurus in the world, they need not have taught. They could have just said, I'm going to enjoy my life. I know I am Brahman and I don't have to go through the A for Atma, B for Brahman, C for Chit, D for Dharma. I don't have to go through the ABCDs of it. Bye bye, everyone. I'm off to the Himalayas. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be around anymore, around you anyway. So I'm going to hang out with my own people, other jnanis. I'm going to find and hang out with. I don't want to hang out with unjnanis. How boring. I don't want to do that at all. They could have said that. They didn't say that. They chose to be in the world, even though they need not have, and chose to teach the same thing over and over and over again. We find the compassion of the Gurus unfathomable. In one of the Upanishads, there is one such Guru. He teaches the whole Upanishads patiently. And then one student raises the hand and says, Upanishadam bho bruhi. Oh, revered sir, teach me the Upanishad. After the Upanishad was taught. What would anybody in this room do? What would you feel like doing, whether you do or not? You feel like screaming at the person, taking them by the shoulders and giving them a good shake. What were you doing? All this time, day after day, I have taught. What were you doing? What were you thinking? This teacher doesn't say anything, simply gives the fact. The teacher in the Upanishad says, Ukta te Upanishad. The Upanishad has already been taught to you. But he doesn't want to make the student feel bad. Why? The student is not an adhikari fully. There is adhikaritvam problem. That's why this student doesn't even know that the Upanishad has come and gone. So the teacher says very gently, without saying making the student also feel bad. The teacher says, Brahmim Vavate Upanishadam Brahma. I will teach you a very interesting portion of the Upanishad. connected to Brahman. And then he teaches some more sadhana. Some more sadhana because that's what the student is in need of. This is the compassion. This is the extent of the compassion. And like this, and like this, all the teachers were not only stalwart teachers, but they wrote books. They need not have written books. They wrote books because they wanted us to understand whatever we could not. They wrote books because they knew that they were going to be gone. They wanted the knowledge to continue. Their love of the people, their love of the knowledge made them write so many books. Even though to write the books, they had to come down to our level. They came down to our level and wrote the books. This is Daya. This is totally daya because they did not need the book for themselves. They already knew. They need not have written, they need not have taught, but they did both. And they made sure that this lineage of teaching has traveled in an unbroken way all the way from the first Guru. Who is the first Guru? The Adi Guru. Dakshinamurti, Sadashiva in the form of Lord Dakshinamurti. So, this Adi Guru from Sadashiva, or if you say, no, 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 I like Narayana, then there is another lineage also traced through Narayana. Narayanam Padma Bhuvam Vasishtham Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasharancha Vyasam Shukam Gauda Padam Mahantam. Like this, there's a whole other stalwarts in the lineage that are discussed. Doesn't matter for us. Narayana is Bhagavan, Shiva is Bhagavan, Dakshinamurti is Bhagavan, everything is the name of Bhagavan only. First Guru is Bhagavan. So that knowledge given to human beings about the nature of the self, this sacred knowledge, has been kept alive only because of the kindness and the overflowing, unreasonable compassion of all the gurus in the lineage. Something which is very beautiful. Another one example. Ramanuja. Ramanuja is an acharya, was an acharya. And then Ramanuja, when he was a young boy, he had gone to his teacher. And then the teacher gave him one mantra. And the teacher told him, this is Taraka mantra. It's going to help you cross samsara. Shh, don't give it to anybody else, otherwise it will not be efficacious. And then, right there, sitting in the teacher's house, he thought, if it's going to help people cross samsara, in fact, the whole world should know it. So he ran to the ceiling, he ran to the, not ceiling, terrace of the Guru's house, and he said, come one, come all. My great Guru has given me a mantra that will help everybody cross the ocean of sorrow. Of course, everybody came and assembled, and he loudly chanted the mantra. The guru was still downstairs, and some other students told him what he is doing, and then he ran with a stick to chastise this fellow. He was a small boy after all. And then seeing all the people repeating the mantra, seeing him so heartfully giving the mantra, the stick also dropped from his hands and he embraced him instead. This is what it takes. There is not an iota of self-interest. In order to be ahetuka daya sindhu, what is that? Unreasonably compassionate, without reason, there's no iota of self-interest. And that is something which is very beautiful. Sometimes people don't have a self interest, but it is out of a sense of apathy, or it is out of a sense of some kind of a pattern. The pattern is whole life somebody has served somebody else, and that's how the habit is. No, here that is not it. It is just a choice that is made because the Guru knows, such a Guru knows that I live in the self of everyone. I'm not disconnected from anything or anybody. And the compassion just flows. Bandhuhu anamatam satam. Bandhu means relative, friend. A friend to whom? Satam, people who are on the path of dharma. A friend to the people who are on the path of dharma. Anamatam, asamantat namatam. Asamantat namatam means those who are always surrendering to this Guru. So that surrender invokes that commitment on part of the Guru, the commitment to protect the knowledge in this person, the commitment to further the knowledge in this person. And then Bandhuhu Adamatam Satam Tamasadya Gurum Bhaktya Prahva Prashraya Sevanaihi प्रसन्नं तम् अनुप्राप्य पृच्छेत् ज्ञातव्यमात्मनः. So, tam asadya, having approached such a guru, bhaktya, with a lot of devotion, reverence, and with three things. What are the three things? Prahvi bhava. Prahvi bhava means vinaya kayatvam. Vinaya kayatvam means having having humility shown in the body. Prahvi bhava means bending. Vinaya kayatvam. Kayatvam, the body language. The body language says a lot. So, if you want to throw the weight around, how will you walk into a room? Like that. And even cats do that. A cat, when when it's afraid, what does it do? It goes sideways and makes its hair all stand up so it can look bigger. Oh, actually, it's very afraid, but it wants to show it is bigger, so it will go like this. So, like this, Vinaya Kayatvam, opposite of that, there is humility in the body language, and there is the no hesitation in bending, prahvi bhava, and then what else? Prahva prashraya. Prashraya means in the speech. Prashraya means vinaya vaktvam. Vinaya vak. The talk is also very, very humble. And sevanaihi, through seva. Through seva, I approach such a guru. And when that guru is prasannam tam anuprapya, having approached such a guru who is pleased by the seva, and more about that we'll see tomorrow, who is pleased by the seva, then the jignasu must ask these questions. What questions to ask, how else to approach the guru, and all this we will see some more tomorrow. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ. Those who take dakshina come and receive, please.